listening to GN Radio UK.
Them say you know go feed do where you do them in trouble. I'm a go on your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. What else? I'm gonna feature. I be the one that the figure say we don't go do. If you not we do, I be the skin pain. What's the work of them? I say now who be you? Yakopana don't see with them maintain. Stand up if you say woman with pressure. Just a cannon corner coming I'm from. Now so Jehovah name me protector. Yeah, me baba you know so for shen come now she run a young town. Oh, win that. Yeah, we best go criminal with the spin text. Tell it with the critical thinkers. Yeah, what you like have go to Canada can be singlet. But I follow what me to one last year. But I feel the one who have me a queen law. The thing I mean if I saw my book club yet. Then I say we came on up who me a challenge game cause every video. Oh, them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. Feel I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. What else? Feature. Yeah. I'm gonna feature. One time for your skin pain. The devil always want to see me in pain, but the blessing will drive you insane. Who cause me a rap as I do lane? Or sorry, I don't have what they show the team. My brother on the day, they must a laptop. Yeah, they make a home, but so you me feel. I feel with them, they have a last stop. Fire, go past up. Rolls Royce, Phantom, Fresh Boy, Handsome, Money Bag, Hamburg, Trinidad, all the way to Frankfurt. Who the man? Come talk. Come and see the girls with the catwalk. Charlie me shiva no be small. More than matter na faja to so nobody go fi stand top. Shady. Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. You know my niggas so track, yeah. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. What else? I'm gonna feature. I be the one that the figure say we no go do. If you not we do, I be the skin pain. What's the work of them? I say now who be you? Yakopana don't see with them maintain. Stand up if you say woman with pressure. Just a cannon corner coming I'm from. Now so Jehovah name me protector. Yeah, me baba you know so for shen come now she run a young town. Oh, win that. Yeah, we best go criminal with the spin text. Tell it with the critical thinkers. Yeah, what you like have go to Canada can be singlet. But I follow what me to one last year. But I feel the one who have me a queen law. The thing I mean if I saw my book club yet. Then I say we came on up who me a challenge game cause every video. Oh, them say you know what you do where you do them you struggle. I'm a gone your fin, I'm gonna open a job. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face it in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna Them say you no go feed do where you do them job. I'm a go on your face, I'm gonna face na job. I face it bing. Oh feature, I'm gonna feature. I face it bing. What else? Feature, yeah. I'm gonna feature. One time for your skin pain. The devil always want to see me in pain, but the blessing will drive you insane. Who question your reply? What's a delay? Or surround up on what can they show the team? My brother on the day, they was a laptop. Yeah, they make a home, but so you me film. I feel with them, yeah, but last stop. Fire, go past up. Rolls Royce, Phantom, Fresh Boy, Handsome, Money Bag, Hamburg, Trinidad, all the way to Frankfurt. Who the man? Come talk. Come and see the girls with the catwalk. Charlie, me shiva no be small. More than matter na faja to so nobody go fi stand top. Shaggy. Them say you no go fi do where you do them shogo. Fema fair. I make on your feet. I go there, oh feet, I'm a job. I face in bing, oh feet. I go there, oh feet. I face in bing, oh feet. I go there, oh feet. Them say you no go fi do where you do them shogo. Fema fair. I make on your feet. I go there, oh feet, I'm a job. I face in bing. You know my niggas from the track, yeah. I go there, oh feet. Fema fair. Them say you no go feed do where you do them job. Fema fair. I make on your feet, I'm gonna feed a job. I face in bing, oh feature. I'm gonna feature. I face in bing, oh feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you no go feed do where you do them job. Fema fair. I make on your feet, I'm gonna feed a job. I face in bing, oh feature. I'm gonna feature. I face in bing, oh feature. What else? I'm gonna feature. I be the one of the figures say we no go do. If you not we do, I be the skin pain. What's the work of them? I say now who be you? Yakupana don't feel with them maintain. Send a movie, say woman me pressure. Just a kind of corner coming I'm from. Now see Jehovah name me protector. Yeah me baba yeah no suffer shen come. Now she run a young tongue. Oh windy. Yeah we best go criminal me to spin text. Tell it with the critical thinkers. Yeah what you like me go to Canada can be singlet. But I follow up what me to one last year. But I feel the one who have me a queen law. The thing I mean if I saw me buck clap there. Then I say who came when I who me a challenge game cause every video. Oh them say you no go feel do where you do them shogo. Fema fair. I make on your feet. I go there, oh feet, I'm a job. I face in bing, oh feature. I go there, oh feature. I face in bing, oh feature. I go there, oh feature. Them say you no go feel do where you do them shogo. Fema fair. I make on your feet. I go there, oh feet, I'm a job. I face in bing, oh feature. I go there, oh feature. I face in bing. What else? Feature. Yeah, I can know feature. One time for your skin pain. The devil always want to see me in pain, but the blessing will drive you insane. Who question your reply? What's a delay? Or surround up on what can they show the team? My brother on the day, they was a laptop. Yeah, they make a home, but so you me film. I feel with them, yeah, but last stop. Fire, go past up. Rolls Royce, Phantom, Fresh Boy, Handsome, Money Bag, Hamburg, Trinidad, all the way to Frankfurt. Who the man? Come talk. Come and see the girls with the catwalk. Charlie, me shiva no be small. More than matter na faja to so nobody go fi stand top. Shaggy. Them say you no go fi do where you do them shogo. Fema fair. I make on your feet. I go there, oh feet, I'm a job. I face in bing, oh feature. I go there, oh feature. I face in bing, oh feature. I go there, oh feature. Them say you no go fi do where you do them shogo. Fema fair. I make on your feet. I go there, oh feet, I'm a job. I face in bing. You know my niggas from the track, yeah. I go there, oh feature. Fema fair.
You are listening to GN Radio UK.
Them say you know what you do, where you do them trouble. I'm a going on fair, I'm gonna fair and trouble. I face in pain, oh fair job. I'm gonna fair job. I face in pain, oh fair job. I'm gonna fair job. Them say you know what you do, where you do them trouble. I'm a going on fair, I'm gonna fair and trouble. I face in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face in pain. Oh, feature. What else? I'm gonna feature. I be the one that the figure say we no go do. If you not we do one with the skin pain. What's the work of them? I say now who be you? Nakopana don't think with them maintain. Stand up with some mommy pressure. Just a cannon corner coming I'm from. Now so Jehovah name me protector. Yeah, me baba yeah no so for shen come now she run a young tongue. Oh, win day. Yeah, we person go women no me to spin test. Charlie we be critical thinkers. Yeah, what you like have go to Canada come singlet. But I'm for no one me to one last year. But I feel the one who have me a queen law. The thing I mean if I saw me go club yet. Then I say who came on up who me a Charlie game call cause every video. Oh, them say you know what you do where you do them trouble. I'm a gone your vein, I'm gonna fair and trouble. I face in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them trouble. I'm a gone your vein, I'm gonna fair and trouble. I face in pain. Oh, feature. I'm gonna feature. I face in pain. What else? Feature. Yeah, I'm gonna feature. One time for your skin pain. The devil always want to see me in pain. But the blessing will drive you insane. Who question your reply? What's a due lane? Or sorry, I don't have what they show the team. My brother, they was a laptop. Yeah, they make a home, so you me film. I feel with them, yeah, but the last stop. Fire, we go past stop. Rolls Royce, Phantom, Fresh Boy, Handsome, Money Bag, Hamburg, Trinidad, all the way to Frankfurt. Who the man? Come talk. Come and see the girls with the catwalk. Charlie me she run no be small. More than matter na for that so nobody go fi stand top shady. Them say you know what you do where you do them trouble. I'm a gone your vein, I'm gonna fair and trouble. I face in pain. Oh feature. I'm gonna feature. I face in pain. Oh feature. I'm gonna feature. Them say you know what you do where you do them trouble. I'm a gone your vein, I'm gonna fair and trouble. I face in pain. You know my niggas so track, yeah. I'm gonna feature.
God!
Who the hell are you?
DJ Ice Cream.
I run this town now. Me.
Okay, guys. For some reason, I don't know. We're getting a lot of how do you call it? And Lachicha is on the way, but as I said earlier, she was actually hooked up in the traffic, and so we're struggling to start the program on time. But thankfully, she's here, and so thankfully, yay, Lana Chacha is here. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Finally, my guest I bet I put her through a bit of trauma. But I think there was a misunderstanding somewhere. That must have been the communication. Because I thought, anyway, we'll talk about that later on. Let me get you settled down first, and then we do a lot of talking now. Now, for those of you who were asking me, where's my guest? My guest is actually here finally. I'm only waiting, for her to get settled, and then we can go straight to. Today, I'm going to play with Magneti to give me a little bit of her time. I know she starts right after I'm done, but for the sake of the problem we had, I hope she bears with me. Then we take a bit of her time. So, right. So we're live, and we're going to go live on Facebook very soon, and then we can take it from there. Nana Checha is my guest this morning, and this afternoon. I beg your pardon, and then we'll be talking much about how we do the program. A lot of people have been going like, Doc, I want to come on your show. But there's not a show that I just did it in a way of sort of just bringing people, but it has to be what you have to actually offer to my guest, and then we can take it from there. So right, let me give him. It looks like she's setting up a few things, and so when she's ready, we're gonna go. We're already okay. So let me connect to Facebook. Those who've been waiting for yes, that's right. Yeah. All right. So we're now live on Facebook. We're gonna go live on Facebook, and then you can see Nana Checha as beautiful as she always looks. Okay, so my guest is ready, and Nana,
yes,
good
happy
afternoon,
Sunday.
sis. Happy Sunday.
Happy
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday. First of all, bear with me whether you or there's a bit of a miscommunication, but it's not too late. At least we have a bit of time, and I'm sure
Yes, yes.
my producer is going to give me a bit of time from Magneti's program, and then we can take it from there. The producer needs some bribery. She needs some bribery first.
Producer has this
Anyway,
loud.
Nana,
Yes.
let me say thank you
Yes.
very much, at least for apportioning a time out of your busy schedule to
It's
decide
fine.
to come on the Dr. Morton Show.
Oh, I'm honored. You're my brother. We all supposed to, support each other. It's Sunday, and I felt like I'm traveling from Accra to Kumasi this afternoon.
Oh wow!
The traffic is coming this side is unbelievable,
Oh,
especially
yeah.
on a Sunday. But
Mm.
hey, I'm here, and good afternoon to all your wonderful viewers and listeners. And I'm privileged to come back to GN Radio. I've been sort of part of GN Radio.
So
Yeah.
you left us and ran away.
I did not leave. I'm still behind the scenes. I'm still Mr. Producer can bear me with
We
me.
have really missed you. you know.
Yeah.
I'm going to
yeah.
get the producer to fix you a slot so you can come back to revamp it. How about that?
Even just traveling from that to maybe I'll have to cycle.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to cycle.
Right. So let's go straight to the point. I mean,
Yes.
you're fond of this place. We know you. We are custom of you and that. So for the sake of those who don't know you, who is Nana Checha?
Nana Checha. Okay, Nana Checha I'm Mrs. Nana Checha, and married to a wonderful, handsome man, Pastor Alfred Checha. I'm a mother of 4. I am the host and CEO of the Nana Checha Show. I'm an author, written the book The Power of Your Words, and the second book coming up, Bigger Dreams. I'm a speaker. I mentor, travel around the world, very important, bringing the best out of people, because I believe that each and every one of us have greatness in us. I'm the founder also of the Nana Checha Multimedia and the Nana Checha Foundation, which behind the scenes we do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
So all in one. I'm a woman that carries or wears many hats.
I'm very happy you have clarified that avenue of because I've had a lot of people inboxing me going like, "Who is this beautiful woman? Is she single and all that?" So I'm happy you have actually cleared that. Right. So where is Nana Checha from?
Nana Checha is I'm an Ashanti. My dad is Ashanti. My mom is from Equiapem. So yes, I'm a Kan, should I say? But I speak more Fanti because I'm married to a Fanti, and when I was coming, I want to tell your listeners also. I brought my dictionary because
Oh dear.
I know I'm going to speak a lot of English today, and some of us, when we are sitting on Dr. Morton's show, we
Don't give me that
English-
swollen headed. I don't want to be swollen headed.
So yes, I am a Kan.
Oh right.
I'm
And
a Kan.
how did you grow? How was your growing up like? You know,
My growing
were
up-
were you adventurous? Were you
Oh, yeah.
were you as calm as my boss as he was growing up? Were you or you adventurous?
I'm a very adventurous person. Growing up, I grew up in Accra and Tema. And growing up, those who are from Tema, they know when they say you're from Tema, people have all these opinions. But somebody that had always wanted to make it in life. And so growing up, I worked hard. I had a dream. I worked hard to make sure that dream was achieved. Yes, I went to school. I went to Medas. I went to Shields Experimental School, which is in Tema.
Must
I
be-
don't think
must be
Shields
on
is
it must be a good school.
yeah, Shields was, one of the best schools. And then I went to Matadi Secondary and then finished up at SOS. And then I decided to, leave my dream.
Anyway, right. So you're, coming to this area of profession where you decided to get into the public relations with with your profession as a broadcaster. What must have inspired you to? Is this something you realize? You get the realization when it was about?
Well, for me, it's I tell people that I think I was born with it. When I came out of my mother's womb, I knew that, I was going to be a talk show host. I've always wanted to be a talk show host. And in school, I still remember when it came to telling stories, I'll be the first person to jump up and, tell stories. And I'm interested in people. I'm interested in what how people make it in life, why people do what they do. And because I am that sort of person, I relate to people, very easily. And so out of that, it wasn't I wanted to go to journalism school. It's a gift that I've harnessed on, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, mine is a gift.
And how long have you been doing this?
Oh, I've been doing this forever and ever. I've been doing this over 10 years now.
You see, I
Over
think you
10
get it
years.
wrong. You fight with that clarification that when you say you come into Dr. Morton Show, you assume it's quite a big platform. But the thing is, you have been worldwide, have been interviewing some well-known people. You must have met few like Common or some of these people. And I think you're well-known.
Doctor, I just didn't get where I am. It started
From somewhere.
from somewhere. It started from my living room, from a friend's living room. It started in the car, in the park, talking to people. And one of the things that I think people sometimes don't understand is, your humble beginnings. And because I am that sort of person, I write things down. This is where I want to get to.
Okay.
And I sacrifice towards it. Many of us, we want to get to the top, but we don't want to sacrifice. We don't want to take risks.
Okay.
So getting to the other, when you say the top people, yes, I've traveled to the US, and even just last night, I'm just coming, finished a virtual event
Yeah.
from the Youth Oscars. And it's because of sacrificing, jumping on the plane to go to LA, knowing no one, and gradually, I have built to, to where I am today. So it wasn't like an overnight
journey.
thing. It is the zeal, it is the passion, it is the consistency, it is the sacrifice that
Right.
has gotten to where I am.
Okay. So apart from with the things you outlined, being a mother, how do you inculcate all these into doing the Nana Chacha show? Because your mother,
English.
children, family life, and especially in this country, it's very
Yeah.
busy. How are you able to apportion all these?
Well, I have, you see, I've written inculcate, right? I need to write it down because you're bringing the big English again.
Inculcate is a very common word.
It's I have a great support system at home. As I mentioned earlier on, that I'm married to a very real human being, and for women, for a mother, a wife doing what I do, you need a great support system. You need somebody who understands you. You need somebody who think like you, because I mean, sometimes, especially from where we come from, the saying is the mother is supposed to stay at home and take care of the kids and do the cooking and do this, and but at home, my husband, it's like he's everything.
Wow.
He's a fancy man. That's why I married him. He can cook. The man can cook. So that system, that support system has helped me to be where I am. Yes, we plan. Yes, we agree. Yes, he's there when I'm traveling, takes care of the kids, and that makes who I am, and that brings the success of that partnership that we have.
Right. So I'm sure a lot of people look up to you as a woman. And somebody must have woke up to you being a female and male and say, he or she want to pedal your steps and then become what you are. You reckon you're making a lot of impact on people's future profession? Can you reckon that?
Yes. I mean, I get to talk to a lot of people, inboxing and reaching out to me, and I say to them, first of all, you've got to recognize who you are, because we live in a world that a lot of people don't believe in themselves. A lot of people want to be like you or want to be like me, but I ask them, why do you want to be like me? What makes you want to be like me? Because some people don't see the behind the scenes. Some people don't see, how hard you're working, the sleepless nights. As I told you, I went to bed at 3 a.m. and I'm up again and I'm on the road again. You understand? How are you willing to sacrifice to be the person that you are? And so when you know what you want to be, when you know who you are, when you know what you want, then you can say, okay, yes, you aspire to be. I mean, we look at like the top people in the show business, the top people doing talk shows, and we say, okay, but you look at them, you want to aspire, but what do they do, or what have they done for them to be where they are? You've got to identify these things, and then you can then proceed to whatever thing you want to do. Some people don't have dreams. They say, oh, I want to be like Eric, I want to be like Nana. But what is your dream? What do you want in life? You can't just and you've got to have the passion. You've got to have the zeal. Because if you don't have that, then when something strikes, then you're depressed. Like COVID came, we weren't going to the studios, we weren't traveling, but I was still happy doing what I'm doing because I love it, because I breathe it, I eat it, I smell it.
So all you're saying is it has to come with passion.
It has to come with passion.
It has to come with passion.
And you've got to know what you want as well.
Now, this avenue of work has been very, great. It's actually taken a wider scope. I mean, there's a lot of people in the media now, some out of survival, some out of interest or passion, as we're talking about. What I realized during the 90s was this: people who did radio did it out of passion. The fact that you want to be well known, and so you have the fame and all that. But I realized it was just that aspect that drove them into it. What about doing the research? How you started off saying there's a hard work behind it. It looks as if we have actually ignored that. and so you don't get the ethics properly, the pronunciation of words, and the ones and the likes like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, unfortunately, this time around, there's YouTube, there's other means of streaming events. Those days, some of the broadcasting houses like Charlie Sam, Tommy Allen Force, who mentored all these great broadcasters today, couldn't speak the local dialect. It was just English. You think that has made a bit of difference in our broadcasting generation today?
I mean, it's the generation that we are in, because their days there was no social media was limited.
Yeah.
There was and then I don't think they were doing it because they loved what they do and it was their job. But now people just do it for the fame, the people are just and their time, it was quality. Do we have quality nowadays?
Yeah.
It was something that they cherished. But now, if I'm allowed to say, every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to be maybe a host, may want to be a presenter, wants to be, but then they don't take the time to do their research. They don't take the time to even find out who their guest is. You understand?
Yeah.
And it's sad, especially in our generation. I mean, when I go to the States, I mean, they do, or even when I'm relating to people like that, there is a protocol, right, that we follow. But with us, we don't follow protocol. We just want to be a host, a radio host, or TV host, and we just do it, and people seem to like it. So it doesn't really help us to do the best or give the best that we ought to be. So I think it's something that we all have to hammer on it and go back and train and tell people that, hey, you've got to put the effort in it as the people of old did.
And another thing I've realized this machinery of actually lifting people for them to believe they could do beyond what they must have assumed. I mean, you meet a young girl, it's as if she's in the middle of the wave, being blown left and right. Every day you send a message making them understand they deserve the top, the words, and all that. I, for one, wouldn't mind, getting you some political position.
No. No.
You hate politics.
No. I'm not.
I think you're a social person.
I'm not. You see, the thing is,
have you considered any leadership?
I'm a leader in my own right.
Not in the political sector. I mean, you're in your own right. Yes, but what I'm saying is, I see you to be somebody who can really. Well, let's leave the politics aside.
Yeah.
I already know you inspire. You make people understand you can do it.
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Spirit, you've got that. But this generation, I think, wouldn't mind if you can help in our development when it comes to nation events.
When you say
national
nation,
events,
national event,
like I mentioned, if you want to, I don't want to be talk about any ministerial position, because I know
what like a
communication ministry or anything like that.
No, I do women ministry. I go to churches and
you're very specific.
Very specific. Are you trying to tell me to start a church? Go straight to the point.
No, I'm looking at it from
Mr. Producer. I think Mr. Producer. I think Commander is at the door.
What I'm saying is, I see you to be all rounded.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
And I like the fact that you've been a motivation to most people.
Yeah,
who would be looking forward to our position. But is there anything more you would want to, if not politics, as I started earlier? I know that is a no-go area. What do you see our kids today? I mean, if you go to Ghana, for example, by the street, a kid selling all these, with some pants on their heads, and how does that make you feel? You think, does it make you feel sad if you see? Okay,
I know where you're coming from. I do some mentorship programs. It's not everything that we put on social media for people to see. So maybe
some behind
there are some behind the scenes that we do, mentoring young ladies and that. When you say when I go to Ghana and I see, or when we go back home and I say, of course, it breaks my heart, of course. But then there are certain things that individually we do that helps others, that you cannot just go and stand in there and say, I want to get everybody off the streets. You understand? There's some people that we have helped. There's some people that we put in schools. There's some people that, as I said, behind the scenes you don't see. And if we're talking about nationally, you and I know how things are done back home.
That's right.
You and I so know. So I try to stay away from that and do my bit as a and try to do my bit as a citizen, you know,
And not spectator.
and not a spectator. You know, it's important, as you're saying, but not in that how should I say it, in a big political or for everybody to see, you know. But behind the scenes, I mentor a lot of young ladies, young men, even married couples, you know, to get them to be the great people that they are.
Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah.
So this is another version of Nana Checha. She's taken into writing. And how long have you been writing?
Well, all of us have books in us. It's just for the right time to come.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to write, and the right time came, and I put the pen on the paper and got it done.
You see, when it comes to the writing companies, like, even if it's a newspaper, choosing the headlines or choosing the topic of the book itself has to do with, you know, a bit of professionalism, in the sense that how you're able to, you know, think something that should have bearing with what you write. The power of your words. How did you come by that?
Well, you know me, and you know that I'm a very, very positive person, and
very inspiring.
I'm a Christian, and when you're a Christian, it gets to a point that, you know, you become that person. You can't be a Christian and not inspire. Have you ever seen a Christian that doesn't inspire? Do you want us to
go? Well, we're all Christians. We don't inspire that much, unfortunately.
So you know, and I'm so mindful of the words that come out of my mouth. I am so mindful, Dr. Morton. Very mindful, very conscious of it. And so when people are talking around me, people are having conversations around me, I make sure that whatever are coming out of their mouth is going to be a blessing, because the good book, the Bible, tells us that life and death are in the power of our tongue. So if you're going to speak around me or to any circumstances or whatever, it's got to be life. So that is how, you know, the power of your words, you know.
Yeah. Anyway, if you just joined us, I'm speaking to, let me give you this instant accolade, Her Majesty Nana Checha.
It's because you call me Your Majesty and I call you Your
Nana
Highness.
Checha, hopefully, thankfully, she's actually been on the Dr. Morton Show. A lot of people have been waiting for this show. It's 2:00. The mainstream radio is up, but we're live on Facebook. And my next guest, fortunately for us, is not here yet. But Nana Checha, let's talk about the book. What was the rationale behind writing this book? Is it just reading? Obviously, it's not for one to develop or sort of his way of talking, because I know that when you read, you become very good in English. That's another factor. But any more reason behind writing this book?
Yes, the power of your words, because especially in our community, people are fond of using some words, you know, that, sorry, we think is sometimes we take it as a joke. And if I can say some little, certain words. And I thought, you know, let me help and let me draw the attention of the people around me that, look, there are certain words, like, you know, back home, like I said, they would say your head like coconut, or your face is, you know, the phrases that uncles and aunties use, and which we think, say you grow and become like
untalkable words.
Your drunkard uncle. And as we say these things,
depressing
they are
words.
seeds. They're seeds that germinate, and then you grow up and you realize that this person or that person is behaving, like that same person. It's what we said. So I was drawing the attention of people that be mindful of what you're saying. If the negative stuff are going to come out, just drink some Kool-Aid and bring the positive things. And then words can also lift up people's spirit, because we have found of, like, you say good morning to somebody and they say, what's good about the morning? And it can dampen somebody's spirit. And so it is important that whatever comes out of our mouth, it has to process before we say it to your spouse, your children, your friends, your colleagues, whatever, to bring them up, not to dampen people's spirit. That's why I wrote the book.
Right. So with this, verdict you must have arrived growing up. I don't think you had that ideology. Perhaps you must have, taken it from Mr. Churcher. Has he had any impact on how you view words?
Of course. Yes, we've been married for what, 24 years?
Oh wow! Congratulations.
So together we uplift each other. Together he say things to encourage me. He say things to uplift me every morning. He say things for me to know that yes, I can do great things in life, and not just that, but I've been around great people who've helped me to be the woman that I am.
There's great people, including Mr. Churcher, has actually been a pass-on information to this book, I suppose. If you look at the number of years you've been together,
yes,
with all that. So where do we get? Is this somebody officially launched it yet?
Oh, it's been launched 2 years ago. It's been launched. It was launched in October. So this October was 2 years, and we launched it in the US as well. And it's been very successful. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Barnes and Nobles, Lulu.com, and all the book outlets. You can get it from there.
Oh, okay. How has it been? Is it doing well in terms of marketing?
It's doing brilliant. I am so thankful and grateful to God for how far the book has gone. And even last week, a company reached out. They want to reprint, and I said, I'll think about it. So it looks like a small book, but it's powerful.
Yeah,
it's very, very
it's
powerful.
very impactful. Anyway,
yes.
So what I want to know is what number of book is this? Is this just one you've written, or you have a few coming up?
The number 2 is coming out, called Bigger Dreams. So when it's launched, make sure you invite me again, and I'll come and talk about it.
No, here we're going to charge you for that. We're going to use our venue to make money. I don't think my producer will allow that. We have to pay charge you.
No problem. I need to support, so why not?
Anyway, so as part of the things you do, has it become part of writing? Has become part of the things you're going to do? As you said earlier, that has actually been your dream to write.
Yes, to answer to this, all of us have so much in us, so much in us, Dr. Morton, that somebody said, empty yourself before you die. So as
you give me a new phrase.
Empty yourself. Yes, you've got to empty the talents, because it was out of my talk show, the book came. Out of my talk show, the speaking came. Out of my talk show, the mentorship came. So as we go along, and whatever we are doing, we've got to sit down. Sometimes we don't sit and take stock. You've got to sit down and say, what else can I do under the umbrella of Nana Checha? What else that God want me to do to be a blessing to my community and to my world? So there is more to come. And out of that, yes, like the things I put out on my page on socials every day, it's a part of writing. And I bring out the nuggets of it every day, every blessed day that the good Lord gives me life.
All right. So I was actually going to ask you how you're able to gather these words. So it's actually going to be bit by bit, and then you get it, and then you write. It's not something that you do it instantly, trying to get all these words together.
Every morning, I know you do as well. When you have your quiet time, when you spend time in God's presence, when you do your prayers, He gives you wisdom. On Sundays, I do the Nana Checha Wisdom as well, wisdom nuggets.
Mm.
And you know, when you spend time in God's presence, He gives you that. So I have my little book. I call it my Bible.
Mhm.
So which I write, and so sometimes I might be driving or whatever in the day when everybody's gone and I'm home alone. You know, I said, the Holy Spirit, give me a word. So okay, I'll use this word for tomorrow. I'll use this word for Sunday. I'll use it, and that's how I go along and I piece it together. And then
5 years.
you know.
How are we going to see Nana Church's show?
Oh, 5 years. Oh, it's gonna. I mean, it's big. It's big. So 5 years, it will.
The sky will be the limit.
The sky is beyond the limits.
Oh wow.
Dr. Motive, the sky. People have gone to space.
I like.
No. People
I
have
like
gone
your
to space.
confidence.
People
I
have gone
like
to
your
space,
confidence.
right?
That's
People
right.
have gone to space. Even now, the Amazon guy has gone to space.
Yeah.
So the sky is no. It's beyond. The most important thing is we have life. The most important thing is we have health.
Mm.
The most important thing is the people that we come in contact with.
Right.
We help them to become better people.
Mm.
And if I'm able to do that, then I will get to the top, as I always say. Because if I want to, in 5 years' time, you want to see me, I want to see in 5 years' time, how many people would I influence? How many people would I have affected? If I get those people, then come on. And when you see me in 5 years' time, I think maybe, well, it's you, so you won't book an appointment. You
I like this. If you look at some of your affirmation, it says, I will prosper even as my soul prospers.
Yes.
Wow. And then I will seek knowledge on finance. I will get my dream job. I have financial freedom. Everything my hand finding is blessed.
Yes, it's the words. It's if you read the Bible, you know we are spirits. What we say are spirits, and when I say I will seek financial wisdom, as most of the time we Christians we pray, but we don't seek wisdom.
Mm.
So I'm in debt and I'm praying God cancel my debts, but then I haven't made the effort to talk to somebody. How can I come out of debt? How can I save money? How can I do something with my finance? How can I buy stocks? You know, because if you want to be rich, it's not just working. How can I invest? You know, and these things contribute to our financial gains or financial knowledge. So it's important that I say, yes, I'm going to be rich, but then I will seek financial knowledge.
Oh, wow. Now, Manyati is here. I'm sure Manyati will give us a few minutes, I suppose. Or my producer just signaled me I have 5 more minutes. At least that's enough.
Yes.
Okay. Right. So, Nana Chacha, let's see what you intend doing, you know, from here. I mean, we're talking about 5 years, how to see your program.
Yeah.
You have a particular dream apart from all we know you to do, your broadcasting, the book. Is there anything? I, for one, with all I've seen, maybe later on I think about getting into banking because of money. You never know. And so, what else are you looking forward to add to all these you have outlined doing in your life?
One of the things I love to do is to build a village, like a care home for orphans.
The less privileged.
Yes. And not just the less privileged, because there are people out there who are privileged, but they're not happy. And it's going to be called My Happy Place.
Wow.
So that you will come and decompress, you know, because especially when the pandemic hit,
right.
And I've gotten to around so many people, and I've seen that, you know, life is not just about work and make money, and about life is about making time for another human being. So that is what I want to do. Make sure that people around me, not just the less privileged, the rich as well, people who are not happy, would understand the true meaning of life and be happy.
Wow. You know what? Your what do you do, as far as I'm concerned, goes worldwide. It goes a very long way. Not necessarily the abstract proximity, but the thing is, if you're doing this and then your impact is going worldwide, some you may not even know, or you might not even know.
Yeah.
But I know that you're touching a lot of people worldwide. I like to say that I do appreciate the fact that you have availed yourself first this afternoon. But finally, what would you say to someone who's gotten to, the point when he feels, you know what, let me give up because living does not make sense anymore?
I would say don't give up. I would say that every morning when you open your eyes, you are winning. And it starts from your mindset, and it starts from praying, it starts from believing, it starts from you telling yourself, because there are people have talked them through out of committing suicide. If you see another day, it means there is hope. You've got to be hopeful and reach out to people. There are people like myself out there who, and organizations who are out there who can help. So there is greatness in each and every one of us. Super greatness. Sometimes it's unfortunate that we are not surrounded by people who see that,
The right
and the
people.
right people, and they compress us. But there are people out there, but you've got to be your own person. On our way, I was telling my commander that God says, before I created you, I knew you. So everything that pertains to life and godliness is there for you. So even if nobody is seeing you and nobody is telling you anything, go on your knees and say, God, I've gotten to that point. I don't know what to do. And I tell you, he will send a helper your way. So do not give up when you see another day.
Thank you very much, Donna Chicha,
You're
for
welcome.
coming.
You're welcome.
And I'd like to say, anybody who want to get a copy of the power of your words, just like you heard from her, you want to repeat it again so that at least those
The
who don't
Power
have
of
it
Your
yet.
Words by myself.
That is your contact means, is it?
You can get it on amazon.co.uk. You can get it on Barnes and Nobles, all the book outlets. You can get it on lulu.com. And even in Japan, somebody sent me that in Japan.
So I'm going to get a copy of this.
Yes, I will sign a copy.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Nana Churcha, ladies and gentlemen, you just had Her Majesty Nana Churcha, one of very good sisters of mine, a friend, and
your English
a very
students.
humbling woman and very inspiring woman is who I had on my guest this morning. I want to thank everyone who tuned in for the Dr. Morton Show. Hopefully, we'll see you next Friday. Manyati is here next with the her show. Want to say thank you very much again.
Thank you for having me.
coming,
Thank
Nana
you for
Churcha.
having me.
Okay, so this afternoon we're done with the show, and I'm going to hand over the seat to Manyati, who is up for her program. I will see you again, hopefully next Friday. Next Sunday, I beg your pardon. I'm trying to mix the, how do you call it? The
He's seen his man crush. Yes, right?
I'm mixing the news summary, the date of the news summary to how do you call it? The talk show. So let me, I'm mixing the this thing with the talk show. I'll see you same time next week. Right. Yep.